In the end of September, we went to Sozopol to catch the last summer warm days. We were there in July, but only as a day trip from the neighboring Primorsko, where we were based. I realized that Bulgarian seaside vacation content wouldn't be popular in November, but I have some footage to illustrate a topic I'd like to cover this time: how to build a happy relationship. So get a cup of coffee or tea and relax for a couple of minutes to enjoy the seascapes and a walk through Sozopol, the old part of the town, and to find out something about my version of success in a relationship, as I'm a person who was aiming at it for the most of my life. On this channel, I share ideas and tips on mindfulness, better relationship with yourself, and ways of fighting anxiety and depression, using scientifically proven methods like cognitive behavioral therapy. If you want to support me, subscribe to my channel, click like under this video and a little bell not to miss my future videos. As you may see, Sozopol is totally off-season and very windy in the end of September. So, on relationship. In my teenage years, everything was straightforward with me. He's cute, funny and punky, I'm getting him. When I got older, the parameters extended significantly. I was looking for intelligence, creativity and originality, so I fell for narcissistic or mega creative characters without any obligations. I positioned myself as the same, free, independent, creative, but I suffered from the fact that I spent a lot of time alone. All these relationships without obligations didn't contribute to the regularity of dates and stability, of course. Moreover, I was drawn exclusively to older men. It was boring with my peers. Experience and intelligence turned me on more than anything else. And when you're in your 20s, a decade or two doesn't really matter. On a serious note, I dated peers too, but not too much. In my mid-20s, I started thinking I wanted a family. It took a while before I realized how to get where I wanted to be. It took a good while, and years of therapy parallel with a few attempts to build a serious relationship. All failed. No, not because they were too old and died. I just needed to go through all these experiences to become who I am now.
Persian princess. Naomi, look. Look. And can you see the window behind her? All the patterns. Okay.
Despite a lot of pain, I always tried to learn something out of it. I was in relationships where there was a little bit of drama, codependency, passion and suffering because of misunderstandings. But I tried to avoid the games people play, if you know what I mean. And I always tried to speak if something wasn't clear. Also, I saw my partners as my teachers because they often reflected the darker side of me. Those parts in me that I rejected or didn't want to recognize in myself. So apart from physical and intellectual pleasure, there was a spiritual growth as well. Therefore, having gone through all this and finding myself in a healthy marriage, full of love, respect and support, I can say that I know what I'm talking about. My strategy has always been maximum honesty, and I chose to go to the end, disassembling complexities and misunderstandings piece by piece, instead of blocking the guy and erasing him from my life forever. It might not work for everybody, and some friends of mine said that I shouldn't do it like this in the past. But I just couldn't do it the other way. I needed to know everything clear before we say goodbye to each other, or before we continue to be together. To be honest, I consider myself very lucky, but in reality, both my husband and I have come a long, hard way to polish out our values and know exactly what to do to strengthen the relationship. And that means, first of all, to be open in communication. If you don't like something, say it and don't be in a sulk, hoping that he or she should know what you're talking about.
We're in Sozopol again, and it's off-season. As you may see, the sea is very rough. It was very disappointing for me because I hoped to swim. We only had one day when we could go to the beach and swim or splash a bit. I was just jumping with Naomi in the water. That's it. The next day it got very windy and it stayed like this for the rest of the days. It's the end of September, last days of September. Next time I'd come here 2 weeks earlier at least.
Another important thing. Be tolerant. Nobody is perfect. Everyone gets wet from time to time. Allow each other to make mistakes, be different and have different views and interests. A strong family isn't about watching Star Wars together, although my husband might disagree sometimes. Being supportive is very important. Not everyone is a master of good words, but you can support your loved one with a simple hug. And it's not just about building a house or having a son or a daughter, but about what is important for you in life. And of course, respect each other. Sorry, but if you don't respect your partner, you won't get far. There will be insults, manipulation, and other bad things from both sides, because your partner would feel everything. You know, sometimes people think that they love their partner, but when it comes to respect and freedom in their relationship, it turns out to be that this love is not enough. But what do I mean by respect? To give space and freedom to do what he or she considers necessary and to be attentive to each other's feelings, to hear what the partner says and not to control them. Mistrust and jealousy ruin a relationship, so if you have problems with it, sort it out with yourself, not with your partner. Me and Naomi went to the art museum. I've been always into art since my childhood. My father was an artist, and I was brought in these surroundings and appreciation of art of all forms, more classical to be honest, and I prefer more classical art these days as well. It brings me some kind of silent joy and nourishes something inside of me. Peter waited for us outside because sometimes he goes with us to the art museums, but he's into different other things. And that's something that would stop me from being in a relationship probably 20 years ago, because I would think that I have nothing to talk about with this person. But it's a normal stage of development, of course. First, you base your relationship on the common music and later on the common values. I respect Peter's interests and I give him freedom to do what he wants, as he gives me freedom to do what I want. I think it's one of the most important things in a healthy, good relationship. It's a very vast topic and I can't cover all the moments in one 10 minutes video, but I'll continue to talk about relationship and how to build a healthy, strong relationship in my next video. I'm gonna show you a bit of autumnal Bulgaria in our local rural area, so stay tuned and thank you for watching. As usual, I'll be happy to read your comments and see your likes and subscriptions if you still didn't subscribe to my channel. See you!